father?
Yeah.
Two suspects police say tried to rob a 28-year-old garbage truck driver collecting trash near Arlington and Homan in the Homan Square neighborhood this morning. The victim, according to police, is a concealed carry license holder and exchanged gunfire with the suspects, shooting and killing one of the offenders, a 42-year-old man, and critically injuring a 20-year-old.
Oh, okay.
The second suspect was shot in the neck.
Shit.
Taken.
Hey, do you remember when that kid in Butler made the attempt on Donald Trump's life? And then everyone was calling for the Secret Service to be held accountable for that. How they were saying that there was a bunch of DEI hires, and because they weren't skilled and they weren't there for the right reasons, that the Secret Service had failed Donald Trump. I mean, there was heavy discourse for weeks following, calling them out. Members of Trump's own family talking about how crazy this was and how they had failed him. Well, have no fear. Donald Trump has selected the leader of his personal detail, Sean Curran, to run the Secret Service. But who is Sean Curran, you may ask? It's that guy. The leader of his personal detail, who was there on that day when they failed him so badly. The guy in charge is probably...
Wait, my camera is not showing up properly. Oh, there it is. I feel like I should green screen. Let's see. Okay. What's going on, Gabe? I'm just fixing my dimensions real quick on my camera. What's going on with you today? All right, I think that's good. I think we're good here. Yeah, we are. All right. Man, Gabe, there is so much going on today. Every day, there's like 30 different things happening. I was just talking to my mom. My mom, she works closely with the government, and I guess they're getting a bunch of emails from Trump nonstop. So just like we on social media are seeing all this news, like an overwhelming amount of nonstop news, so are the government officials. And it's kind of exhausting. It's kind of exhausting, but we do need to stay in the know of what's going on, so we know what's going on. Nagi, welcome back. So we know what's to prepare for and what to be ready for. Good morning, Miva. Okay, so right here, apparently, Trump wants to increase tariffs on medication. So pharmaceutical drugs, he wants to place tariffs on those. Oh, it is, Gabe. He's been calling me a lot more on the phone lately to vent her frustrations.
In addition to that, and you see the power of the tariff. I mean, the tariff is good, and nobody can compete with us because we have by far the biggest piggy bank. And so that'll take place very quickly. But also we'll be doing pharmaceuticals. And
tariffs on pharmaceuticals would literally be detrimental to people's lives. Actually, I think there was this guy. His asthma inhaler was originally like $36, but recently his health provider, forgot who it is, I think I have it in the tab here, but they increased his inhaler price to like $500. Sadly, that guy is no longer with us because he couldn't afford it. I don't know. Tariffs on pharmaceuticals should not be a thing. What's going on, OG Keys? Welcome back. Yep, we're going to get to it in a second, Beaver. I got it in one of these tabs. What's going on, Daniel? Daniel said that's an insurance issue. It is. It is an insurance issue, Daniel. However, Trump is also going to make it a cost issue as well, because he wants to put tariffs on where we get our cheap medication, so we make it all in America. Only problem with that is if we make everything here, the price of that goes up. So the cost of life-saving medication goes up a lot higher. And the people that can't afford it, we know what happens. The fact that this would even be considered is a little insane. And it's like, I feel like we're getting desensitized to this type of news, but at the same time, it's still just crazy, really.
To bring our industry back, we want to bring pharmaceuticals back to the country, and the way you bring it back to the country is by putting up a wall, and the wall is a tariff wall. We were the richest country in the world. We were at our richest from 1870 to 1913. That's when we were a tariff country.
We're gonna be the poorest in a second. Let's be very real. Here's what I think is gonna happen, and what a lot of other people are saying. They think the value of the American dollar is going to severely diminish because Trump is making enemies of literally all of our allies. So if there's no trade and no one's using the American dollar anymore, eventually another country will have the dominating currency, and our money will be less spendable in other countries. But maybe that's what he wants, right? OG Key says, if we're not already the poorest developed country. I know. Craziness. Gabe says, I work in healthcare. It's about to get real scary. Thank you for everything you do, Gabe. Just thank you for everything you do. Daniel said, pretty much the government said, we don't want to deal with insurance. You guys take care of it. Yeah, pretty much. So now, not only are people fighting their insurance companies with their claims, but now they're going to be fighting everybody else because the cost is too high. So I would imagine more claim denials. You know, we'll see. I'm hoping he gets impeached this month. He needs to get impeached. It's not even a debate. He needs to get impeached. He's been impeached twice. How is he president? How do you get impeached twice and you're still the president? What is that? How did the only thing I can think of is Democratic leadership not holding him accountable, because 2 impeachments, and he's still kicking like nothing happened. Criminal. Gabe said they want another Great Depression and we have to live through that. You know what's crazy, Gabe, is I feel like these people are so rich, right? Donald Trump, his friends, his constituents, they're so rich, so this stuff isn't going to affect them. So how can you expect somebody with no empathy for anybody else in the country to care what happens to you if their lives are going to be relatively the same? If the cost of medication goes up and oil and groceries, you think it's going to affect Trump at all or his friends? No. The insane part behind it is MAGA endorsing it and justifying it. Trump said he loves the uneducated. How far does uneducation go till you get to just having lack of compassion and being easily manipulated by a billionaire with self-interest? What's going on, Tay? Good to see you, Tay. OG Key says the Democrats have been oddly quiet, almost as if they're okay with it. I don't want to say Democratic leadership admitted defeat. What I want to say, maybe they did. I feel like 2 things. One, maybe something's going on behind the scenes. Let's really hope it's that one. Number 2, maybe they kind of feel like this is what you voted for. And if that's the case, let's just hope that's not the case, right? Because where are they, honestly, OG? Daniel said the impeachments were based on lies. Trump is the only president in modern history to lose money. I don't doubt that. Lost jobs, lost money, took credit for things everybody else did that he did nothing to contribute to. He took away from. His allies stuck their necks out for him, and the Democrats care too much for togetherness. That's how. I need to look into AOC, because every time I see her pop up somewhere, she's got a strong statement. And I think that's what this country needs. Like, we were just talking about it a few days ago. We need someone like that. Like, To stand up to a bully, what do you got to do? You got to get assertive. You got to speak from your diaphragm, right? Democrats are all about the peace and all of that stuff. That's what it seems like, Democratic leadership. So that makes them very easy prey to walk over. It was almost as if Trump was destined to get here based on the lack of assertion against him. Send Trump to the island. OG Keys, you're here for the let me see if I can find the island. Okay, I'm gonna update the old list later. Just so y'all know, we have an island. It's called what's the island called? I'm gonna just put his name down. When I find the island, I'll put him back on it. We send everybody we don't like to an island, basically. And we have a list of the island. Daniel says, since when? They have been calling for violence against the right for years. Oh, maybe. OG Key said, Jasmine Crockett is my pick through and through. AOC is my second choice.
Service. But who is Sean Curran?
Okay. So this is Charlie Kirk. I know he's really popular with people. This is him saying he likes the idea of Trump's external revenue service, if you guys have heard of that. Basically, he doesn't like the IRS, and he wants to get rid of taxes for everybody and tax the outside world, like other countries. But if we have tariffs against these other countries, who are we taxing? So this is what Charlie Kirk has to say about that.
And I think the president using tariffs in the way he has to encourage manufacturing to come back to this country has been long overdue. We used to fund the entire federal government with tariffs. We used to fund all of our goods and services that we had through tariffs. In fact, I love the president's idea of the external revenue service. Get rid of the internal revenue service. Let's start actually taxing the rest of the world. And we're able to do this as the world superpower, as the incumbent economic power, because everyone wants to do business here. It's one thing if you're Portugal. It's one thing if you're Spain. It's another thing we're the United States of America, because people want to come here. This will result in trillions of dollars of more investment and capital coming into our country.
So Charlie wants to get rid of the income.
He said trillions of dollars coming into the country.
Capital coming into our country.
Okay, I don't think he knows how tariffs work. So I'm sure everybody here knows how they work, but just in case anyone does not. How tariffs work is if we put a tariff, Nagi said not him dissing those other countries. How tariffs work is if we put tariffs against a country, the companies, so Americans pay for the tariffs. So let's say Trump puts a 25% tariff on steak, right, against Canada, and we get all of our steak from Canada. Daniel, yes, Daniel, we pay the tariff. They don't pay the tariff. Let me explain it. So when an American corporation Daniel, we pay the tariff. The company ordering the part or the steak or the food pays the tariff. When they pay the tariff, the price they bought that item at goes into what they sell it to us for. You are wrong. Those are dues. You got the term. Bro, I'm a business major. I took an international business class. How do you think tariffs work? You think other companies are paying for our tariffs against them? So let's say here, I'll put it in simpler terms. I'll put it in way simpler terms. If a country buys steak from Canada, for $1 a steak. The country brings it into the US. They want to turn a profit. So they sell it to an American for $5. They bought it for $1. So they make $4 a steak they sell to you. When Trump puts a tariff, or whoever puts a tariff on that item that we buy, or the corporation buys that we're going to buy the steak from, let's say they have to pay $3 for that steak now instead of $1. Because they pay $3, you don't pay $5 for a steak anymore. You pay $7. Because at first the steak cost them $1. So they were making $4 if they sold it for $5. Now the steak costs them $3. So they're going to save it. They're going to sell it for $7 so they can still make their $4. That's just how it works, Daniel. Daniel's saying he thinks tariffs aren't like that. He said, obviously they increase prices, but we have the choice to buy it or not. Okay, you just said I was wrong. So you're saying I'm right then. So you're saying we have a choice not to buy it or buy it. You don't have a choice when the minimum dollar of steaks in this country is $7. There's no choice. How it works is typically countries trade because everybody benefits. So Canada might make steak better than us. They might have a whole bunch of steak, but we make more corn. We make better corn. So we trade. They buy our excess corn and we buy their steaks. Why do we trade? We trade because if we tried to make steaks at the same rate as Canada, it would cost more to make it in Canada. Or to make it in America. So check this out. The steak has a tariff. The company bought it for $3. You're buying it for $7. You're saying it's too expensive, I won't buy it. The only reason an American corporation is still buying the steak, even with the tariff at $3, is because if they made it here in America, that steak would cost $5 to make. And now they have to sell it to you for $9. So trade is because we can't make it cheaper here. That is what trading is for. Otherwise, no countries would trade with each other. There's something called comparative advantage, meaning every area has like something they do better than other, like Ukraine, for example. Ukraine is the leading world's provider of sunflower oil. Because they can make it so efficiently, everyone else that trades with them can buy it at a low price instead of having to try to make it in their own country, and it costs way more to make. So everybody benefits. The customer gets a cheaper product, the business buys it cheaper, and countries get to buy and sell goods. So it's kind of like we're all working together, which is what an ally is. Now, when you make enemies of these allies and you put tariffs up, we don't trade with these countries because businesses have to take on more costs. You're saying I won't buy a steak, Daniel. I'm saying $9 is going to be, or $7 is going to be the new low for steaks, not $5. I know it's more. That's just an example. OG Key says, facts are facts. I thought we learned this in 4th, 5th grade. Yeah, it's tricky, but once you like get it, like you start to understand. Like, to put it simply, we pay more. The customer pays more. You cannot buy it, but you'll never buy another steak again. The new lowest steak will be $7. And if we make it in America, because we're at war with all these countries all of a sudden, the new steak will be $9. And you don't have a choice. Let me get a chance to read Daniel's text. I hope I explained that okay. Daniel's saying those steaks wouldn't sell and we would buy local steaks and it would be cheaper. Okay. We should get it for free until that 200 billion is paid off. LOL. Daniel, are you trolling me, Daniel? Thank you, OG Keys. OG Keys said you explained it pretty well, actually. All right, let's move on. Oh, the sunflower oil. Oh, you were making a joke. Okay. So this video is saying, hold on, I don't want to show y'all that. This is about the plane crash that happened earlier or yesterday. There's a new plane crash today, but this is the one from yesterday with the American Airlines plane and the Black Hawk helicopter. So I saw this and I definitely agreed with what he said right here. He says, sorry, I want y'all to see. There we go. He says, not to be a broken record, but if Joe Biden had axed hundreds of FAA officials, fired the TSA chief, froze air traffic controller hiring, and then we had multiple planes falling out of the sky in a single week, the articles of impeachment would already be drawn up. So For anybody not familiar, yes, another one, Gabe. For anybody not, yes, there was two. One just happened today, Tay. For anybody not familiar with it, Trump did fire the TSA chief. He fired over 400 FAA officials, to include the lead, like the person that ran everything. He froze air traffic controller hiring. Air traffic controllers, ironically, I was going to do this as a job like years ago. But air traffic controllers, so when people fly planes, you know, the people that are like in offices on computers, they like navigate the planes and tell them like what paths are safe so planes don't collide, you know, and they just help them safely get to their destinations. So they talk through headsets. That's what an air traffic controller does. Trump fired over 400 of them and froze hiring. Two planes, one helicopter has crashed. The colliding one from yesterday, and then today, one just fell, or like it just crashed into the ground for some reason. But we don't really have too much on that yet. I believe it was in Philadelphia. You're right, Miva. Okay, bro. If Joe Biden did any of this, it would be war. I'm sure y'all know, but in case you don't, right now, Trump went on camera. Oh, I need to find it. I have it somewhere. Trump went on camera and he blamed DEI. Trump blamed DEI. What's going on, heroes? Good to see you. One was carrying a pediatric patient. Absolutely, Nagi. He blamed DEI. Both of the pilots were white, but he blamed DEI. Not his actions of firing 400 people. Not his actions of firing the chief. This is the crazier part. Trump fired the FAA chief. I believe FAA stands for Federal Aviation, Federal Aviation something. I know what it is, but I want to get to the story. He fired the aviation chief, administration, Federal Aviation Administration. So he fired the chief of the air traffic controllers because Elon Musk didn't like him. The chief of the Federal Aviation Administration, who oversees all traffic and all of that, fined Elon Musk for not following flight safety rules because Elon Musk shoots rockets and stuff, right? So he fined him earlier last year, I believe. Elon said, like on X, that he's going to have him forced to resign when Trump takes office. As soon as Trump takes office, he's forced to resign. And a week later, the collision happens. I think we all know, but this is for those that don't, because I'm gonna be posting clips of this on the internet so other people can get these facts that they don't know about. Let me backtrack a little bit. Trump fired the chief of the Federal Aviation Administration because Elon Musk didn't like him because he got fined. He left. A plane collided with a Black Hawk helicopter because we have fired over 400 employees of air traffic controlling, we fired over 400 air traffic controller employees and everything else, froze the hiring, blamed it on DEI, even though the two pilots were white and the chief was white, which doesn't matter, but apparently to Trump it does, so we have to say that, because it has nothing to do with DEI, went on camera and told the world this is Biden and Obama's fault for the DEI infrastructure we have. It's not. This is the problem with having unqualified people around you that are loyalists, that don't know what they're talking about. This is why we need professionals in these spaces, because we have not had an air collision in the United States. We have not had a plane collision in 16 years. A week after he takes office, 2 planes collide and 1 crashes. And he still has supporters. How? See, Heroes, I didn't even know that. Hero said, he said that they have mental and intellectual disabilities. I saw something like that. I kind of just scrolled past it because, you know, they be saying nonsense sometimes. Okay. Daniel says, it should be merit-based and not DEI. You're really blaming Trump for this. Come on, man. You are reaching. You're a troll, Daniel. You're a troll. I just explained this. I know you're trolling. Tay said, I heard DI mostly benefited white women anyways. It does. I don't know why. We know why. Yes, DI does benefit white women the most. I don't know why. I mean, it just has to be lack of education. People think black when they think DEI. They think other things too, but like somehow black people are blamed and singled out for it. Don't know why. I actually hate talking about it. You know, for the past like 5 years, these same people have been saying, why do you have to make things about race? We should stop talking about race. And now they won't shut up about race. And no one's talking about race except for them. So we have to address it. Literally nobody's talking about race except for them. It's an obsession. I don't even like addressing it, but I have to. It's important. Let me find, let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. So before we get to the video of him making fun of Biden and Obama for something he did, let's watch this one. Trump says he doesn't have a plan to visit the site where 67 unfortunately passed from the plane and Black Hawk helicopter collision.
Families of the victims of the plane crash.
I don't want to comment on that.
Do you have a plan to go visit the site or meet with any of the
I have a
first
plan
responders?
to visit, not the site, because you tell me, what's the site? The water?
Or to meet
Want
with
me
the
to go
first
swimming?
responders down there?
I don't have a plan to do that, but I will be meeting with some people that were very badly hurt with their family member, obviously, but I'll be meeting with some of the families, yeah.
Today, families of
You're telling me as a leader, Trump won't go to the site where 67 American citizens unfortunately fell to a crisis. He won't go to the site because it's meaningless to him, because he lacks empathy and he doesn't care about anybody that is not him or close to him. He doesn't care. I would even wager he's like, I feel sadness even addressing this video. He doesn't care. It's like, hold on one second. I have to edit it in that. Okay. He said he's going to visit the families. Hold on. One second, y'all. I gotta get an admin in here real quick. We got a troll in here.
Without DEI.
Oh, that's so weird. I can't do it from here. Okay, I'll take care of it later. Yeah, I was thinking about making you an admin in here, Heroes. Thank you, Nagi. Probably you too. Once I get it all figured out. And I'll make all you admins. Why not? Okay. I honestly think if it wasn't for some press release, he wouldn't even be visiting the families. Listen to what he says right here at the end.
Do that, but I will be meeting with some people that were very badly hurt with their family member, obviously, but I'll be meeting with some of the families. Very badly hurt with their family member. I'll be meeting with some people that were very badly.
I will be meeting with some people that were very badly hurt with their families. And then he realized his mistake and said, I will be visiting their families. I don't think he cares at all about this. I don't think he cares at all. And somebody mentioned this the other day, saying to support somebody like this, you have to relate. You have to have a lack of empathy to vote for somebody with this lack of empathy. And look, if you voted for him and you regret your vote, that is fine. But to continually support this speaks volumes about your character. To continually support this lack of humanity, compassion, character, integrity, everything it means to be a man, let alone human being, to continually not be like, you know what, I think I messed up. That is a very unfortunate way to live. That's a very, very unfortunate way to live. To live in a way where you go, you know what, that doesn't affect me, so why should I care? Even though these people are getting hurt and they're sad and these people can't afford their medication. These people are losing their lives because we have a lack of leadership who makes good decisions. He's talking about merit. Where is his merit? I don't see any merit. I see zero merit in Trump. So what's this merit he's always talking about? It's like he's talking about this thing he wants, but he can't get because he has none. Tay said, did y'all see the one news reporter eating tacos while talking about deportation? Yeah, Tay, I saw it. I exited out. I don't buy the rage bait. He clearly wants attention. So I just don't bother with that. Gabe said he thinks they're just some employees that passed, not a tragic event that can/will happen again. And it's already happened again, Gabe. That's the thing. Miva said we have a businessman for president, but not for the people. Shaking my head, he only sees numbers. Yes. And it's not even that he only sees numbers, Miva. He only sees his numbers. He only sees his numbers. Today, the Mexico and Canada tariffs get enforced. Yes, they do. Star just asked about that, actually. She said, do you really think the tariffs will go through? Living in Michigan, we can't lose power right now. Ironically, Star, I'm thinking about potentially moving to Michigan. Tariffs are going through. Definitely they're going through. Trump made an announcement earlier today, about 12 hours ago, saying February 1st, so today, February 1st, he's officially putting 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Crazy thing about that, Canada supplied the U.S. with 97% of our oil in 2023, and I believe 60% in 2024. So the price of oil is going to shoot up, along with cars, auto parts, and many more. Agriculture, fruits from Mexico, many, many more. One second, y'all. I'm trying to figure something out real quick.
Donald Trump.
Okay, 1 second. Almost done. Okay, 1 second. Almost done. All right, that'll do. Okay. So, doesn't Canada also provide electricity to the 3 northern states? Yes, Gabe. A significant amount of our electricity is purchased from Canada. Like a significant amount. Everything is going up. Here's the thing. Trump doesn't care because he has enough money that it's not going to affect him. It's going to affect everybody else making under. It's going to affect most Americans. 92% of America is going to be affected. Trump doesn't care because to him, this is a submit thing. This is like a dominance thing with him. This is like Canada, Mexico, you will do what I say. Even if I have to hurt my own citizens, you're going to do what I say. All right, let's watch this next video. Trump says he's going to put tariffs. Oh, we saw that already. Next one. You plan to visit the... Okay. Here's another question of someone asking him if he's going to visit the crash site.
Do you have a plan to go visit the site or meet with any of the
I
first
have a plan
responders?
to visit, not the site, because you tell me what's the site? The water?
Or to meet with
Want
the
me to go
first
swimming?
responder?
Not the site, because you tell me what's the site? The water?
Or to meet with
Want
the
me to go
first
swimming?
responder?
I told y'all the other day I was in the Marine Corps. I told y'all for a time being I was a platoon sergeant, so I was in charge of 117 Marines. If any of, doesn't matter if they're part of my platoon or someone else's platoon, if any of my constituents passed at a site that I had control over, you're damn right I would go to that site. I don't care what he just said.
Plan to go
You called it
visit
water?
the site or meet with any of the
I have
first
a plan
responders?
to visit, not the site, because you tell me what's the site? The water?
Or to meet with
Want
the
me to go
first
swimming?
You want me to go swimming? These are real life people. These are actual lives gone. And he's making a joke on how little he cares about it because it's meaningless to him. If you support this, I ask you, why do you support this? Why do you actively support this? There's no justification for what he said. Okay, here's where he deflects. Everybody was asking about the clip too. Here's where he deflects saying it's not his fault. It's Biden's fault. This is the first question I believe they asked after the crash happened.
As Commander-in-Chief, are you at all concerned about opining about the Army and the conduct of that aircraft when you are Commander-in-Chief and these are the people who report to you and there is an investigation ongoing?
This was all caused by bad rules, regulations, and other things by Biden, the
What
Biden
tells you that, sir?
administration. And when you look at the way they ran things, in fact, if you look, we hired, one of the first things I told them to do is say, get talented people in those beautiful towers overlooking runways. You better get them in there fast because we don't have people there that are qualified. And you knew that because planes were landing very, very late. They were circling all over the place. We had people that...
Plans were arriving late because you fired everybody. Okay. Hero says it's no one's fault. Okay. I won't put the blame on Trump. I won't do that. Heroes, would you say that if Trump did not fire those 400 employees, the FAA director, put a hiring freeze on, would you say that this never would have happened? We have not had a plane collision in 16 years. So I won't say it was Trump. But I strongly feel compelled to say his actions resulted in a tragedy, which is essentially the same thing. But that's honestly how I feel. Looking at all the info, that's the only conclusion I can find. I get that, Heroes. Heroes is saying it doesn't help, but the FAA has always been understaffed. I got that. You know, everybody has staffing problems. But if they haven't had a crash in 16 years, look, if they had a crash once a year, once every 2 years, oh, that kind of like adds up. Once every 5 years, oh, that kind of adds up. We're talking 16 years. Drastic policy change. Drastic policy change. For me, that's the only conclusion I can seem to arrive at. And I feel like for me, I wouldn't be honest with myself if I was to say his actions didn't bring us to the unfortunate disaster that happened. You know what? I think there's a video. There is. I have a video somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here's the video. Perfect. Okay. Somebody was asking, how is this possible? And I'm not going to play the video. They shared a video of the plane falling in the water. I'm not going to play that. As far as I know, they didn't follow instructions. Nagi, someone who was a retired pilot at the same chopper had said they made errors. Somebody said this is, I don't even know if this is an actual footage or if it's AI. Someone said this is what pilots see when they, because people were asking like, how could somebody not know? And a pilot was explaining it. A pilot that drove a Black Hawk was explaining it. They were explaining it. They were saying this is what they see. And then when there's clouds involved, it gets a little blurry. Yeah, that's so Miva said, oh God, Miva, that's why they have air traffic controllers, so they can help navigate an environment like that. Now, it gets even worse for Black Hawks. This is, I don't know if this is a plane. This is some type of aircraft. For Black Hawks, a Black Hawk pilot was commenting saying they have like, what's it called? It's not infrared, it's the green. What's the green called? To see night vision. They have the night vision technology. So they see this, but it's like dark green. So they see a bunch of green and black. It's not thermal. Thermal is white. It'll come to us. I know it'll come to us. NVG. I know it's NVG, so I know it starts with an N, I'm pretty sure. Because we have them in the Marines. And I'm telling you right now, if it's true, the night vision, yes. If he really had night vision, so in the Marines, when you were at rifle training, you train for a time being with night vision. So you get the little glasses. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm on the ground with the glasses. You got to shoot at targets with the night vision. You cannot see anything with night vision. It literally is just green and black. You like lights light up. You can see some lights. That's why I guess kind of like this video, right? Lights will light up, but I can see how chaotic it could be trying to drive something like that. Okay. Trump on federal workforce. Everybody is replaceable. We will get very good people to replace them, but we love to have them leave. Remember this, we want them to go into the private sector. It is our dream to have everybody working at the private sector, not the public sector. Private sector is like a business, like Albertsons, Target. Oh, we don't talk about Target over here. It's an actual real business like Costco. I believe Albertsons is safe right now. And the public is just government jobs. So he's saying everybody in the government is replaceable, and he loves to replace them. All right, I think we're done talking about the Jets for now. Oh my gosh, it reset all my tabs. Okay, no problem. Yep. Not important. Just Elon Musk being Elon Musk. I got a question. So actually perfect. I have a question for Daniel. Daniel. So if this wasn't, I know you're defending Trump right now because I'm sure you like Trump. If this wasn't Donald Trump and it was Joe Biden, would you respond the same way you're saying now? If everything that led up to this, Joe Biden did it, would you still respond the same way you're saying right now? You said it's not Trump's fault. Would you say it's not Biden's fault? It's not about making it political. It is political. It's already political. So you can't take it away from what happened. Trump is geothermal. It was already political. Trump made it more political, blaming Biden. All right, we're gonna load up Marvel Rivals. I'll be right back. 1 second. All right. Me personally, I like these conversations. I know they can get a little uncomfortable sometimes, but again, I feel like it's important right now. I feel like you could ignore this stuff in the past. I feel like right now it's really, really important you can't ignore it. It's going to affect, it's going to come to you eventually. And I feel like as people, me personally as a content creator, but I feel like as people, it's our job to educate people on this, that for people that don't know what's going on around them. Because at the end of the day, even though it seems like billionaires are taking over, the people who really have the power is me and you. But a big part of that is coming together. Because without understanding and just arguing and hate and this and that, we have zero power against the government. That's just facts. I'm gonna get my tea. Pineapples and tea. We have the ultimate combination. I don't know about y'all, my favorite fruit is pineapples. Nagi, it's so addicting, I cannot stop eating pineapples. It's like you eat one and the sweetness just gets you.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
I was gonna go squirrel girl, somebody took her. OG Key says, you ever tried? I didn't even know there's pink pineapple, OG. I had no clue. It sounds delightful.
Get that vehicle moving again.
We didn't ask to be heroes, but we always answer the call.
What?
Help, please.
Oh, they have an invisible woman? I got blown away. Oh, that was hella. Okay.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
OG Keys, pink pineapple sounds kind of expensive. Where do you get it? Do you get it at like an H Mart?
This is real firepower!
Feel the pull! Rocket's amp is history. No worries, I've got your back.
Doing this my way!
Vortex field!
You're halfway there. Keep going. Down to 30 seconds.
No more delays.
They make pineapple strawberries? I've never heard of that. Where do they sell that at? Ah, nice OG. I'm good. You know what? I go to one of those markets. It's called it's called like 99 Ranch Market or something. They have a lot of Asian products. And I might have seen it there. I might have seen pink pineapple there.
Your
Got
turn
it.
to disappear. Disappear!
Wow, thought he was gonna die.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
That's much better.
Hey, behind us!
Feel the pull! You forced my hand.
My life energy flows stronger. You know what to do, spiders?
Glory against the world! Invisible?
Let's go, spider hero. Just embrace the light.
Clear the way! Feeling fantastic. Such curious little spiders.
I'm doing this
We have
my
three
way!
dealers, no problem.
Clearly you needed some help.
Only 60 seconds left. That's it. Don't let anything stand in your way. It's spider time! They're here!
Bionic surge!
My life energy flows strong. The 200 mission is
Got your back.
This is real firepower!
Ooh, attention. Psionic burst.
The final 10 seconds. Feel the pull.
Where'd she go? She up there?
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
Venom, come over here, Venom. Okay.
Invisible?
I'm good to go.
Feeling fantastic.
Friends, gather around.
Us against the world.
Psionic surge. Pull-up time.
Oh my gosh, all of them.
They look like they mean business.
Vortex field. Psionic burst.
That's much better.
Battlefield ready again.
Nice.
Another epic victory.
OG Keys said, look, man, OG Keys, 99 Ranch has them deals. Some of their stuff is so cheap. Hey, I'm actually gonna change the I'm gonna reset the live. I'm gonna change the category to Marvel Rivals. So feel free to join back in a couple seconds.